All right, well, I got a bunch of stuff I should be doing, so I'm just not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do what I wanna do instead. So here we go. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. This here is the 1355 Potential Heritage Tractor. An Oliver in disguise. Somebody has painted silver over the years. And I have made a few improvements since the last video. Got a muffler. Went ahead and put that on. You know, like I said, you're probably going to say, well, muffler, why'd you get that? Well, it's going to run at some point. So I'm just going to put it on now to keep the water out of it. I got the little flapper deal coming. They couldn't find it in the store when I punched the ticket through. So got another one coming. That'll be here. I put a battery cutout on this one right away. I liked it so well on the green one that while I was making cables, I figured let's go for it. I was going to make a positive cable and I didn't get, they didn't have enough cable left. So we'll table that for another day. I drained out the old fuel. It was nasty. So that was not wasted effort. And I have decided that for today's project, what is going to take place is sticking that on temporarily so I can move this. Now, what I decided is I'm going to go ahead and pull this pump. And I'm going to swap it for the one on the parts tractor. Why, you ask? Well, because after seeing what drained out of this fuel tank, not knowing how long this has been on here and how long it's sat open and not running without injection lines on it, I think it would just be simpler in the long run to have a pump that we know has run in the last year. So that's what we're going to do. So I suppose we will start by getting our linkages loose. Maybe, if we can. Once again, using inappropriate tools instead of what I should be using. This has one of those like Ford throttle style clippy things instead of a hole. I don't remember if the one on the green tractor had that or not, to be quite honest. That is our throttle rod, so I was hoping we could just make it hang out here somewhere without having to... Oh, whatever, let's just take it off. It's one more pin. There we go. Now, just pull it back out of the way, because I foresee that we're going to need all this room. Or a lot of this room. Maybe not all. Okay, so we got that. This is our fuel shut off. And that one's going to be a problem, I can tell already. It is quite stiff. And the pin isn't any looser either. Okay. Come on. Come on out of there, pal. Don't do this, pal. Aw. Well, breaking off ain't the worst thing. That's coming. It's going to be when we break off both sides, so we can't even pull it that way. Ah! Good grief! How can a tiny little pin cause us so much grief? I should be working on the orange tractor right now, but when we went to make the hoses, didn't have enough fittings. So I'm waiting on stuff. So in the meantime, might as well play with something of mine. Alright. That should hopefully be enough out of the way. This I'm actually going to take out of the way again for now. I'll stick it on there after a while to keep the dirt out. But what we're going to do, before we do anything else, we're going to take the timing window off. And on these cav pumps, they've got letters all the way around. And we're going to pick a letter, any letter. We're going to time it up to that. We're going to do the same thing to the other one, and then we're going to swap them. Some of these calf pumps, it doesn't make any difference because they have like a blind spline or something that you can't screw it up, but it would just be better to be sure you can't screw it up, because I don't want to have to try to be fighting getting it in time and running at the same time, you know. It's hard enough to do one without messing with another one. So we're going to have to break this mechanics wire off of here, which this pump obviously has not been tampered with because the tamper seal is still there. And we're going to see what... Yeah, look at that muddy fuel coming out of there. I just think it would be easier. I might be wrong. We might be doing a totally foolish task and wasting time, but I don't think we are. And we're going to lose pieces right away. Ugh. That's what I like. Okay. Somebody loved that black paint when they painted this thing. I mean, they just got her just coated with this thick layer of black. Oh, okay. It's actually not quite as bad as I thought it would be, but I don't know. I still think it's going to be probably better to just keep going. It's got a lot of work, but such is life. So I'm going to need a couple wrenches to get lines loose out of the top. And then I'm going to need something to get the timing cover off, so I can pull that gear off of here. And I'll probably need my light so I can see down through this hole the letters, and then we'll turn over the engine until we get it where we want it. And then we'll have to make the other one do the same sort of jobby. So, yeah. Okay. Alright, we're back at this after being so rudely interrupted. And there we can see, I don't know if you can see that or not, but the letter C, as this pump has different letters all the way around it. And we're going to try to line up one of the letters with the square edge of that snap ring that's inside there. And we'll do the same on the other one. And then in theory, they should both be in time, and then we can try to figure out how we're going to pull the rest of this pump off here. So we need to, it's coming up on that line, and I should have brought my flashlight with me, which I didn't, but if I turn it to where it just comes up a little bit, we should be good. However, I'm not sure if that's going to be the same direction as the motor, or if that's going to be opposite direction of the motor, because I could see either way, you know. That's sometimes how the thing goes. I'm not exactly sure either if, yeah, it's going to be opposite, which is fine. We'll just turn it back to where the letter C is with the edge of that snap ring. Right about there, I would say. Alright. Like I said, I'll try to give you a shot if you can see it or not. It's pretty dark in there. But there is a line and the letter C, and it's even with the square edge of that snap ring that's in there. Now, we're going to have to pull this cover off. And we are going to have to figure out how to get this off of here. It says in the book that you just take the, there's like a bolt in it, and it's like a puller bolt, but I don't know. We'll have to see how it's made. I couldn't tell from the picture exactly what they were talking about. I don't know if that bolt has a snap ring that's holding it and that's what uses it as a puller. But we will soon find out. Don't you like it when I put my arm right in front of the camera so you can't see anything? Makes it really nice, doesn't it? I'm wondering if this old thing will even run, you know. I just have a feeling that this old motor's sacked out. And that's probably why it was half torn apart. But like I said, it's gonna run someday, so, you know, we've got enough invested in it already. We're gonna pursue it. Well, those are longer than I thought they would be, but I guess they have to go all the way through the front to the back. Except this one. Okay. That's obviously been off before. Okay, so the book says to stick a hole through the gear so it doesn't turn. Not stick a hole, stick something through the hole in the gear so it doesn't turn, and then loosen the puller bolt and it'll come out. So I'm guessing that this plate is holding, you know, letting this bolt, there's probably like a shoulder on it, flange, and it's going to push back against this and pull it off of there. So I guess that's what we'll do. We'll see if we can find what size it is. Can we find something to fit inside of there to keep it from turning? I doubt it. Oh, it's not. I don't think it turned, did it? No. All right. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, there we're getting tight. So, shoot. I think we're licked. I think we got it. Okay. And it's just that easy. There is a keyway in it, so you can't put it on the wrong way. Alright. Easy peasy so far. But I'm sure we're going to get to the not easy portion of this very quickly. And that's probably going to be right now when I have to clean the hood off again, so I can get all my injection lines loose. I like undoing everything that I did in previous episodes. Isn't that nice? When I change my mind. Or not, or we won't, you know. Not doing it is fine too. I don't remember tightening that, but if that makes you feel happy, then that's fine. Alright, so now we're going to get the pump loose. I'm pretty sure I had this all loose. And all this stuff loose right before it started to rain. Or not. Maybe I was having trouble getting that line out of there. So I wedged this back there, and then I did this. So what you're gonna want to do is just destroy it. You know, that's what you want. Okay. But what we need to do is probably get a long extension so we can get that back one loose, because there's 3 in triangular fashion. And then I think we'll be ready to just pop this sucker off. Let's start with the most difficult one, in theory, so that our lives get easier as we go along. Wouldn't that be nice? Because I think we're already had. I can see it, but I can't get the... Are you serious? I mean, ain't that a crock? Maybe if I get a deep well 13, I could get to that one through this hole like this. Maybe. Otherwise, I'm not sure what we're gonna do. Oh, there's a rod. Okay, you sure? Can we get that in there? Come on. Come on. Is it loose already? Surely not. No. We're slipping on it. We're rounding it off so that it's easier to get after a while. Okay, so I really don't know what I'm going to do. It's going to be a struggle, friends. Why did we think it wasn't? You know? It's going to just be... almost, but not enough. Okay, we got to solve that back problem first, or we're going to just be biting ourselves. There's just no way about it. Maybe a 6-point socket with a short extension. Maybe that'll get us what we need. I just don't know. Jeez. Okay. Come on. Well, I don't want to have to take more stuff loose than necessary, but I'm feeling like this transfer pump's going to have to go before too long. We're so close. I mean, it's just almost possible. There's where it needed to be. Come on. Jeez. I'm really having a rough go of it. So, the bolt that's buried back there, there just ain't no good way to get to it. I tried a long extension from the back, but this advanced linkage thing is not letting me get there. I just don't know. I shouldn't have to take all this loose to get that off. I should be able to get it. However, it is a 13 millimeter and not a 9/16. And the obstruction wrench that I have is a 9/16. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out somehow. Well, sure. After the most difficult thing, then I figured out I could just go this way and get it. And I think I'm getting it. However, that black paint that they used in this thing is something else, because it pretty well glues her down, I'm telling you. Now, there was another washer on that one, but I ain't even going to worry about it. We'll figure that out later. We'll get a different one. Come on. I don't want to say this was a lot of work, because there are pumps that are harder to get off of there, but it ended up to be more work than I thought it was going to be. considering that, you know, we didn't have to take the injection lines loose, they were already off. Man, I gotta set my stuff down. What's hooking? Oh, that pin. Okay, come on. Come on, baby. There. There. One crusty injection pump. Can I get you a better view now of the lines? No? Yes? No? See them in there? Oh well. Don't know what else to do to let you see that, but okay. Now all we have to do is go to the other one and do it all over again. So, I also am wondering if I should go ahead and clean this up and put the new gasket on, or if I should just do what these people did and squirt some silicone on it and be happy. Don't know. We'll probably clean it up, but we'll get the other one off of here first. Now we'll just do it all over again on this one. I don't think this one's got any fuel left in it, but could be wrong. Oh, and this one, I'm gonna have to take these fuel filters off of here because, yeah, it's totally different, see? The pump does have fuel in it, which is fine. Nice, clean diesel fuel. That's what I like. Now that I've ruined the timing window gasket, probably. Alright. We got a lot of stuff to discombobulate here before we even remotely get to that point. We gotta get this pulled out of there. Where are you? Well, we're gonna have our first hurdle, I see, which is gonna be the simplest of tasks. Getting pin out of this. And we're just gonna manhandle it till it don't go no more. Problem solved. What about this one? Are you gonna play not work? Because I don't like that game. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Okay. There's that one's dropped down. Now I gotta get these fittings out and take them off the tractor. And what did we decide? Well, we decided that that's a pain in the canoodsin. So we're gonna do this again. We're gonna lose so much stuff by the time we're done here. It ain't even funny. Come on. There's that one. Okay. Come on. Come on. I hope that I'm not going to be late for where I need to be after a while, because I'm not paying any attention to what time it is. So, can you really be late if you just didn't know? Probably time to quit working and go do something else. But we ain't gonna do that. Come on. Yep, see, there's my alarm I set to not forget to go pick up the marching band with the school bus. All right, what else? Well, now we need to take this filter housing off this tractor because it's in the way. 17, of course. I'm not gonna lose. Yep, I knew there'd be one that wouldn't want to come off of there, correct? I would do it the most difficult way. I just knew. I bet this injection pump leaks like a sieve, just based on how dirty it is under here. So we'll probably get to do this a third time once we get that other one running and find out this injection pump's garbage. Yeah. What's happening here? Well, it's coming apart wrongly. That's what's happening. So, if I take this off, oh, there's through bolts. Dandy. That means I gotta find something to hold it on the back side. Son of a Knudsen. I don't know. What more do you want from me? It's gonna be a fight, friends. I knew it would be. It couldn't just be simple. Jeez. Now, this obviously won't fit in there, so that was great to even do that. So what's my plan? Well, maybe my plan should be not to take it loose. There's 3 down on the block. Maybe I can take those loose and not fool with this, eh? 17s. I'm glad how they put like so many fasteners to hold these simple fuel filters to the block. Like, seriously, they're not that heavy. Why are we? And the next one is going to be in the way of this filter, so I won't be able to do it. What about that one? Can I get it with the filter on? This is supposed to be a wobbly extension. So stupid. When you gotta fight stuff like this for no apparent reason. It's supposed to be so easy. More Fiat bolts to put in the old bolt bucket. Or just on the ground, because that seems to be how I roll here. Now, I'll lay those there. This has to come out here. The being in a rush makes it so much more handy. Well, why are they not coming out of there? Oh, because there's one more right here. So let's unknudsen that one. Or let's just drop it all on the ground, you know? There ain't no need to save it and keep it nice. No. No reason at all. That should be this hole works. Now, the question is, why won't it come out of there? Well, there's a clamp. I'm not getting this. Come on. I'm not getting this. Come on. There. See, all I had to do is dump all this diesel fuel all over my foot. And then we'll be golden. Well, friends, are we better than we were? I don't know if I could say that. We're different than we were. Better remains to be seen. Okay, I get what's happening here. So on my green one, when I put this rod on, I guess I didn't realize that there is a cotter pin hole in this bottom, watching me. So mine's just kind of hanging out on that rod. I might have to double check that and see if that's something that I think I need to change. Oh my God, this is just nuts. Yeah, I wonder how bad this pump leaks, but it is cleaner than ours, so we're gonna roll with it. Now I'm gonna get all these off again. You don't need to watch all this, you've seen it. Okay, well, I probably shouldn't tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway, so that later on when this thing doesn't run, you understand why. The pump we took off, again, it would be handy if you could actually see in there. I timed up the letter C to the square edge of the snap ring, which is what you're supposed to do. Right about there, so it looked like it was lined up when it was hanging down. That's fine. Now, you see that the square edge is on this side? Somebody in this pump, or maybe it was the other pump, put the snap ring in upside down. So now we don't have a square edge there. We have a rounded edge and no possible way to tell where we are. So what I've done is lined the C up with, if I lay the pump down and kind of look at it, you know, I tried to get a reference point, and I'm using this bend in the timing window. So where you kind of look at it at an angle, and that's kind of where the other one is, and then back off of that just a shade. So I'm just gonna have to try it, but I very much bet that when we're done, that one will be off by a tooth. And there's really I really don't know what to do about that, because I don't think that I can do anything other than pull the whole front of the motor apart. I ain't doing that. I guess a guy could pull an injector and make sure it's on top dead center and under compression, and then time it up that way, but I'm gonna try it like this, and hopefully it's close enough to run. But just another adventure that we get ourselves into. So I think we're gonna call that one here because of my level of frustration and because we got quite a bit of footage. So we will put that back on next time, and we will hope for the best. So there we have it. As always, if you enjoy my videos, give them a thumbs up. Leave a comment and tell me how dumb you think I am. Or if by some slim chance you liked it, say that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.